Hey team, Patrick here. In this lesson, I'm going to share with you my top single strategies I use with my players on shot selection and court positioning that will make you more consistent and instantly level up your game the next time you step on the match court. So let's get into it. Firstly, let's look at our positioning. And I've put a marker out here as an extension of the baseline tee so you can see this. Now in singles, contrary to what you might think, we don't want to stand directly in the middle, but slightly to one side or the other. So rally with a partner, and after every shot you hit, position yourself on the opposite side of the court to the ball. To cover the cross court, which is their natural shot shape, and to bisect the angles that they can create with their shot. We're moving based on our shot. It's a reaction to our shot, so move straight away. Don't wait for your partner to hit. And even if you do hit relatively central, you can still see if they're playing a forehand or a backhand and position yourself on the correct side of the court. Don't overdo this though. For example, I'm not over here if I hit cross court, but just slightly to one side of the marker. And hopefully this drill highlights that it's less work if you hit cross court. And I'm all about doing less work on a tennis court if you can. You're already then positioned on the correct side of the court, which is why it's an advantage to hitting the ball cross court. So the progression to this drill is one player will hit every ball cross court and one player will hit every ball down the line in a cooperative exercise. But to add a layer of realism, the player hitting down the line is going to move to the other side immediately after they've hit their shot, as this is what would happen in a match. They'd cover the cross court. But the player playing cross court is going to hold their position and only move once the ball is hit to replicate this proper positioning. And this would be the same after hitting a serve. I wouldn't recover all the way to the middle, but stay slightly on the same side of the court. You don't want to get beaten cross court after playing a cross court ball. I'll say that again. Don't get beaten cross court if you've played cross court. This is a sign that you've either over recovered or you've not split stepped when you get beaten back behind you here. But there are of course exceptions if your opponent maybe pulls off a worldy angle, for example. But don't end up on the same side of the court as the ball as your opponent is hitting, as this is going to be a problem. Now, in terms of shot selection, every shot we hit can be put into one of three categories. We either rally, we're attacking, or we're defending. But I like players to take it a step further and rate their situation on the court from 1 to 10, where 1 is your most offensive, your balance and posture and position are here, and 10 out of 10 is your most offensive. If you're stretched out in a 1 out of 10 situation, then you need to play a shot that has a 1 out of 10 level speed. So your highest, slowest, loopiest shot. But if you're inside the court with a good contact point, then you earn the right to play an 8, 9, or even 10 out of 10 risk level shot and go big down the line. But play smart tennis. We all know that player that goes for a 9 out of 10 shot in a 2 out of 10 situation. And most of the time will be somewhere in between, will be a 5 or 6 and can play a neutral, rally ball, cross court with good shape beyond the service line. A drill for this shot selection is markers in the middle of either half. And if you're pushed out wide into a more defensive position, then play inside the markers. So you make less mistakes and you take away the natural angles from your opponent. But if you're stepping in and attacking, then play outside the markers. So you really put the pressure on your opponent. We use the term mirroring in tennis, meaning often the ball we receive is the best ball to send back. Though that's not always the case, of course. An example would be if we get a high, deep ball to the baseline from our opponent, then send that back. And it would be the same when dealing with a low slice or playing something like a drop shot off a drop shot. Now, depending on your level, you can still give any of these drills a go, even attacking outside the lines and defending inside the lines. You may just need to reduce the court size and play in the service boxes, but it still allows us to work on these singles tactics. So if this video has helped, then please leave it a like, comment down below and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on court in the next one. Cheers, guys.